Hello again and welcome back to another one. And yes, Eminem's been trending across social media platforms from the United States all the way to India since the release of his temporary music video dedicated to his daughter Hailey. However, the big news that fueled the conversations about the latest video was the fact that it included a pregnancy announcement for the incoming baby M. Now, baby M is not to be confused with Marshall, but rather baby McClintock, her husband's name. And we got reactions to the temporary music video from 50 Cent, who also appeared in the video. And we also got a wild reaction from the man who's been consistently dissing and asking for peace over the years. We're talking about the man who broke down in tears asking,
"Come on, man. Tired of this shit, man. It's just too much. I don't want to be the bad guy. White people think I love all people. Let's do whatever. But let's at least face to face meet each other. Man, I'd hug them."
Only for him to go back to his old ways just days later when he continued to diss Eminem.
But right now it's Eminem. You know what I'm saying? I stand on everything I've been saying. And Rap Elvis destroyed him. I don't regret crying. I've cried before. I got no problem crying.
And this time, he reacted to the big news that shows he's still not over the disses that dropped over 2 decades ago. And social media has reacted accordingly. More on this momentarily. Today we also have more from Dr. Umar, who just like Benzino, isn't over the backlash he received after criticizing Eminem's place in hip-hop. And this time, he chose to slam the rappers who defended Eminem when he disqualified M from the GOAT conversation, all because of race. And this time, he brought up Beyonce to argue his point. However, as you'd see, Dr. Umar pretty much destroyed his own debate during the same interview, but he couldn't see it because he's blinded by his own bias. And before we dive in, just like Eminem continues to live rent-free in the minds of Dr. Umar and Benzino, if you enjoy content like this, we need that type of consistency when it comes to hitting the like button. And remember to subscribe for more. And starting out with the early reactions to the video, across the board, Eminem's got the internet in tears, and crying wasn't the only thing that was happening, as this was also a reminder of age. Eminem announcing he's gonna be a grandfather. Holy crap, I'm old. Hearing his daughter on the Slim Shady LP to watching the temporary music video, loudly crying emojis. Artists that grow up in front of you and become better humans are what the world needs to be. And speaking on getting old, 50 Cent reacted on social media. Man, facepalm emoji, the baby is not a baby anymore. At Hailey Jade, congratulations baby, clapping emojis. At Eminem, man, we freaking getting old, shake my head, lol. And users wasted no time. Imagine having Eminem as your grandpa and 50 as your uncle. And this just shows how much things could change in one generation for a family. And Mr. Flip-Flopper, also known as Benzino, is back. In 2024 alone, he's talked about making peace with Eminem and then dropped diss tracks back to back in the same calendar year. And he was back with more following the release of the temporary music video. And clearly he hasn't forgotten one of the diss tracks that buried him. Check out a snippet from his message to M.
I want to make a special announcement right now. Today, somebody found out that they're going to be a grandfather. And the irony is that, even though he said nobody wants to hear their grandpa rap, I still want to send a congratulations out to Eminem and his daughter Hailey on the news that she's about to give birth and he's about to be a granddad. I think this is a good time, man, to put this behind us. And let's try to enjoy life and try to make some type of statement right now. And I'm just not doing this for no joke or nothing. I truly want to congratulate him and his daughter and him on being a grandfather. I'm not one yet. I'm sure that day will come and I'll be proud just like he is. But, I felt like, what I'm saying? With all the craziness that's going on, we need some peace. We need a statement, okay? so we can move forward. And there it is. So congratulations to Eminem and Haley. And let me know what the baby's gonna be, because I definitely will send a gift for the baby shower. Congratulations, man. I'm sure you'll be a great grandfather. And yeah, I can't wait till it happens to me. Love, bro.
Now remember when some of y'all felt sorry for Benzino when he broke down in tears, only for him to continue his antics days later?
Eminem or Machine Gun Kelly?
Fuck Eminem, bro.
So which one?
Fuck Eminem,
so
bro.
Which one?
Neither, fuck both of them, bro. Come on, man.
Well, this time around, it seems many users are finally catching on to Benzino's antics. Eminem is not gonna reply to it, and Benzino is gonna get mad and is gonna diss Eminem within 3 months, loudly crying emojis. And it is good to see that this pattern is recognized across the board. He offers peace, then takes a roundabout and breaks the truce all on his own. Dude is a clown show. And some users even went back in time to the origins of Benzino's downfall. It is sweet, but no, the source's early coverage of Eminem was meant to halt his career before it even began. M fought him and won. Now he's winning at life. If Benzino had won that battle, he'd be happy that he sent Eminem back to Gilbert's Lodge, since that was the goal to push him out of the genre. But he lost, and he's been on a roller coaster of dissing and apologizing since then. And speaking on another person who stays mad by Eminem's presence in the hip-hop genre, Dr. Umar is still mad about the backlash he received after he claimed that Eminem cannot be one of the greatest rappers of all time because he's not black. And we are back with more. This time, he used a horrible example of Beyonce dabbling in country music to, quote, prove his point about why Eminem should have been kicked out. Check out a snippet from The Art of Dialogue.
Whatever black people get involved in, they ultimately rise to be the best of it. And we are not going to let Beyonce be the initiator of a black people's incursion into our country music. They kept her out to prevent a black influx into the country music genre. Although what they did was wrong, I understand it. I understand it from the perspective that they think it is. And because they think this is our music, we're going to gatekeep it from any other race of people. Now, look at when I said Eminem could never be a GOAT in hip hop because he's not black and black people created hip hop. Every black rapper you could find came to Eminem's defense against Dr. Umar Ifatunde. Didn't the Country Music Association just do what I said we should do? Did they not declare Beyonce will not be the queen of country music? Even though she got the highest selling country music song of the year. They said, we don't care. She's black, so she cannot be the face of country music. But when Dr. Umar says the same thing about hip hop, all these fake ass gangster rappers come out of the woodworks and defend Eminem from my accusation. Look at the contradiction, Art. Nobody said nothing when Beyonce wasn't nominated. Kamala Harris didn't pick up the phone and ask why. Joe Biden didn't say a word. They let it go. But soon when Dr. Umar says Eminem cannot be the GOAT of a black music genre, I catch holy hell. Look at the double standard, look at the racism, look at the contradiction.
But it gets better, as Dr. Umar pretty much invalidated his own argument, but was too blinded by his bias to see what he did when he brought up Dolly Parton's alleged statement about why Beyonce wasn't winning all the country awards.
Dolly Parton said something though, with her little racist ass. She defended the CMAs. And she said, Dolly Parton said, and I'm paraphrasing, something like, maybe they wanted to reserve the nominations, check this part out, for all the country music artists who have been doing this all their life. Did you hear that, Art? You see what she said? This is white culture. This is what they've been doing their whole life. We're not just going to let Beyonce come with her popularity and steal our culture when this is who we are. Why can't we say the same thing in defense of hip hop? Why can't we say Eminem cannot be considered one of the greatest artists because we got people like LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, KRS-One, Rakim, who've been doing this before Eminem was born. We're not going to give him that opportunity because we got veterans in hip hop who deserve far more.
And for starters, unlike Beyonce, Eminem didn't take his popularity into the hip hop genre. He grew up on hip hop music and became a star by making hip hop music. The doctor would have seen that he destroyed his entire argument, but bias can be so strong that it dumbs down even a doctor. But better yet, none of the names he mentioned are old enough for them to be rapping before Eminem was born. Perhaps he's not aware that they are all the same generation and not far apart when it comes to age. It was so many L's for Dr. Umar in that one snippet, as bringing up Beyonce was perhaps the worst example he could use to prove his point. And here's what I'm talking about. Beyonce was pretty much asking to be snubbed when this made headlines. Beyonce's upcoming release ain't a country album. This is a Beyonce album. Beyonce literally said that, and the audience are already tired of Dr. Umar's crap. I don't give a F about some multi-millionaire getting an award or not getting an award. We got a lot more important ish to worry about in our community, and he's been getting mocked right now for the point about the president and VP being bothered by Beyonce's snub. I can't believe Umar just said when Bey wasn't nominated for the CMA, neither Kamala and Joe B should have picked up the phone to ask why, laughing emojis, and those who know better didn't let up. Beyonce's album wasn't country music. Just cause you paint stripes on a horse doesn't make it a zebra. There's definitely black people in country music that are successful. Beyonce isn't it. And Dr. Umar is about to go on another rant, blasting the people because they don't agree with his example. Same way he keeps slamming the rappers who defended Eminem, and Dr. Umar may pop a blood vessel when he finds out that the rappers he mentioned,
LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, KRS-One, Rakim,
will all disagree with him that Eminem cannot be one of the GOATs. In fact, he is about to come for Fat Joe, seeing as Fat Joe revealed during a recent interview how he's got Nas, Jay and Eminem's pictures up when he's making an album as quality control. Check out a snippet.
But whenever I make an album, I always put up a poster of Nas, a poster of Jay-Z, and one of Eminem. And I be like, yo, I gotta be as good as them or even better. You know, in my own mind, I could be delusional, but I do that. And I shoot for the stars.
But over to you guys. What are your thoughts on Dr. Umar pretty much indirectly arguing why BET needs to start awarding Eminem, seeing as Eminem grew up on hip-hop music? Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.